All right, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Shadow Shadnick, and unfortunately last week I was not able to make my typical weekly YouTube video because I was not feeling very well. Began on Tuesday, had a little itch in the back of my throat, progressed into a really violent cough, and it got much worse later on. Don't want to go into the details, but I am feeling much better right now, and I'm very happy to be back to give you guys another commentary. Call of Duty, unfortunately, it is rather sick. It's probably a lot sicker than even I was last week. Now, the last time I made a YouTube video, I mentioned how Verdansk is supposed to return on March 20th, 2025. Now, since making that announcement, they have delayed Verdansk and Season 3. They've delayed it to April 3rd, and that's all old news for most people that live on the internet. Unfortunately, that is new news for my YouTube channel, so I wanted to make sure I dropped that. They did delay Season 3, and depending on how you view that, it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. Personally, I'm going to stay on the positive side of things and say that it is a good thing that they decided to delay this season. And the main reason is hopefully they are able to take a deeper look at the anti-cheat and maybe a couple of the other just gameplay designs that they decide with Verdansk. Movement, the weapons, how they feel, one-shot snipers, the perk system. I'm hoping that they're looking at pretty much everything behind the scenes and using the additional 2 weeks to make any changes that they need to make this game feel more playable, to make the game feel like something that you can play for 8 hours and not stop and not feel time go by, just like the original Warzone kind of felt. And I'm gonna be hopeful that that's the changes that they're gonna make. Unfortunately, you can look at it very negatively too and say that the game is not ready and that 2 weeks is not going to help that in really any way, shape, or form, and that in 2 weeks the game's going to come out and cheaters are going to be everywhere and skill-based matchmaking is going to make friends not want to play with each other anymore. It could be a mess, and I'm going to stay on the positive side of things. I don't want to get too negative on the channel because I've done a lot of complaining about Call of Duty over the past year. So I'm going to give you guys the facts. They did release a strange trailer on the official anniversary of Verdansk's original inception, which was March 10th, I believe. So a few days ago, they released this strange trailer showing the operators kind of like crying and acting just kind of strange over like very familiar areas across Verdansk. I believe there was one operator that was like very close to like basically kissing the bathroom gulag wall, which is just, again, just to kind of give you an example of how strange this trailer was. And in the trailer, they did showcase some of the weapons that are going to be coming into Season 3. The Kilo, the assault rifle, as well as the AMAX, another assault rifle, have both been confirmed for returning. They were both in the trailer, as well as the HDR sniper rifle, which is pretty exciting. They're going to make that return as well. Now, I do hear that the Growl 556 is floating in the game file somewhere. So that could be another weapon that they're dropping with Season 3. It could also be like a mid-Season 3 weapon. It could also be a Season 4 weapon. Personally, it's kind of going to be rather strange having these modern weapons appear in a Black Ops game. So the Kilo, the AMAX, and the HDR, I'm assuming they're going to have some sort of like 90s flair to them, if anything, because that to kind of line up with Black Ops 6, because Black Ops 6 is set in the 90s. We'll see what they do with the looks of these weapons. That would be kind of cool, not to just necessarily get the Modern Warfare 2019 version. We get like kind of a, more throwback version of these weapons. That would be cool for me. I would like to see that. Another thing that's happening with the launch of Season 3, which is going to kind of be somewhat overwhelming for me as a content creator. The very first day of Season 3, we're going to get a brand new Zombies map. And it is the Mansion Zombies map that was kind of teased with the zombie storyline. I believe that was mentioned in the last cutscene from the Tomb, I believe. They mentioned something about going to that mansion, and I believe it's near or offset from Liberty Falls, so it'll be kind of interesting if they're kind of close, or maybe there's like an additional set of Liberty Falls on this map, which would be pretty cool. It would also be cool if they kind of somehow linked all of these maps somehow and make them like one big map some way, somehow. That would be kind of cool if they did that in the future. But we are getting a brand new Zombies map at the launch of Season 3. And for me, that's going to create something of a conundrum. I don't know if I'm going to start with the Zombies map or we go straight for nostalgia, hit myself right in this nostalgia for going for Verdansk as soon as that drops. It's going to be kind of hard to decide because if I, jump into Verdansk and really like and enjoy it, I might not jump off. So, we'll see what we end up doing. I am going to be giving you guys zombies gameplay on the channel like I've done for every map. So stay tuned for the zombies Easter egg. I'm going to be doing that, and definitely stay tuned for a live stream of that, which transitions me perfectly to promoting my YouTube channel. We are live streaming on your favorite streaming platform Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So definitely want to subscribe down below if you're not already, because you don't want to miss a stream or miss a YouTube video. And we're going to make sure that we make a YouTube video for the new map. And of course, we're going to be streaming Verdansk as well as making a Verdansk video as soon as that drops too. So we're going to have a lot to do. Launch of season 3. I'm going to have my hands full for you guys. Going to have plenty of content from me. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully they're going to look at the anti-cheat. Hopefully they're going to look at the matchmaking system. I really strongly urge them to look at that, because there's a lot of Call of Duty players that have dropped Call of Duty over the past 5 years since Verdansk was big. So Verdansk was big and went away. December 2021 was when Caldera was introduced. So it's been quite a long time since a lot of these players played on Verdansk, and there's a lot of people that just stopped playing Call of Duty when Verdansk went away. So if they're bringing Verdansk back, they're going to bring back a lot of players that have not been playing the last couple of years. So they're not up to date with some of the new changes that Warzone have made. So if you have a friend that you played a bunch with back in the day in Verdansk, and you've been playing Call of Duty consistently, especially Warzone, and you try to bring them into your Warzone lobbies, they're going to get cooked. They're going to get cooked. And that's including my friends as well. I have a couple other friends that have played and not really have played since Verdansk came back, and if they try to jump into my lobbies, and I'm not saying that my lobbies are the most impossible of all time, but good luck. I mean, my friends are going to get cooked too. So I hope that they're looking at that and balancing out the players that left the game completely and have not been there, but they do know a lot about Verdansk and Warzone. So they have, they know the OG Verdansk, they know OG Warzone. I don't want them to get lost with the new players, the new sweaty butt sliding players that just are bunny hopping and butt sliding, and the Y-wires. We all know who they are, the tweakers. I hope that those players they don't get turned off. The casuals aren't get turned off by those players, and they don't want to play again. And the matchmaking makes it even worse. I just hope that they look at that. I really do. And Call of Duty has a lot to contend with and compete with moving forward with this year. There's a whole bunch of games that are coming out, or supposed to come out, that are leaking to come out this year that Call of Duty is going to have to compete with. And Call of Duty comes out every year. And a lot of these games that I'm going to mention don't come out every year. Battlefield is leaking gameplay. Their gameplay online looks really awesome. They're also displaying a whole bunch of information about the game, including like 60 rate hertz servers, something that Call of Duty could really learn from. Delta Force is eventually coming to console. You've seen me make a Delta Force video on the YouTube channel, as well as streaming it occasionally. That game is 100% in the rotation, and if they can get their extraction mode figured out with console and the controller, as well as aim assist versus all of these mouse and key players, I think that Delta Force is another game that is going to have strong competition with not only Call of Duty but also Battlefield, because it reminds me of both of those games kind of mixed together. And then of course we have GTA 6, which is just kind of hovering over everyone's head. Who knows when that game's coming out? I mean, it's expected potentially this year, but it could come out next year. But if it comes whatever year that comes out, Call of Duty's in trouble again. Call of Duty releases every year, so whether or not they release GTA 6 this year or next year, Call of Duty is going to have to contend with that. So they have to put pretty much all of their eggs into the Verdansk basket, which it seems like they have. It seems like they're putting all of their resources into this, and that if it doesn't work out for this iteration of Verdansk, it seems like they might be not necessarily shutting down Warzone, but they're not going to support it. So basically what that means is they're not going to be giving us updates. They're not going to be giving us new weapons. They're not going to be giving us new maps or changing the map whatsoever. They'll do exactly what they did with Modern Warfare 2019 version of Warzone, where they gave us Caldera, nothing new, nothing else. And yeah, you could play that until we shut it down. And that's probably what they're going to do if Verdansk does not do well. Now, personally, I almost want to see it because it would mean more positive things for the premium side of Call of Duty, which is multiplayer, which is where I came up off of. But on the same side of things, free-to-play Warzone has been unbelievable for Call of Duty, and I can't deny that either. I want Call of Duty to have some sort of free-to-play option that people can jump on and play, and they're never going to make the multiplayer free, I don't think, unless they do something where they make it a live service game and they continue to update the multiplayer side of things, and it's free to play, but maybe you pay for more cosmetic stuff. I don't know, but then Call of Duty's never going to do that, and no one's going to really want to play the multiplayer experience as much. It doesn't attract as many players. Now, I do want to say that Call of Duty has like an ace up its sleeve, an ace in the hole, if you will. and that is DMZ. Now, extraction shooters are becoming more and more popular. Obviously, with Delta Force, it's really popular. The Tarkov game. There's a lot of games, Gray Zone. There's a lot of these extraction shooters that are popping up out of nowhere, and Call of Duty had one, and it was rather successful in my opinion. Now, does it continue to be successful right now? I mean, there's still a lot of players playing it. I think that they should kind of run that back with more modern movement, with some of the new weapons and a new engine, and maybe even put it on Verdansk. Or hey, bring us Al Mazrah or Uzbekistan, either or, and just give us another shot at DMZ, giving us another shot at an extraction shooter that is premium, that is on console, cross-platform. I think it could do well. I just think that the only reason that DMZ the first time didn't go so well is mainly the movement that was associated with Modern Warfare 2. I mean, even to this day, if you go to Modern Warfare 2 and go into the firing range and just jump around a little bit and shoot around, it just feels terrible. You can't jump shoot, you can't slide, cancel, you can't do any of the quick twitch movements that a lot of us have come to learn and love, especially since Modern Warfare 2019. So hopefully they go back to DMZ and take a hard look at it, and they do bring it back with maybe with another modern game, a Modern Warfare game with Infinity Ward in 2027 maybe. I really hope that they do that, and I'm going to continue to kind of implore that they look back at DMZ. I'm going to continue to make videos about it, and I'm probably going to make a more detailed DMZ video for the YouTube channel, which I haven't really done yet. So definitely comment down below if you would like to see something like that. If you want to see DMZ, you want to see any of the games I mentioned, Delta Force, Battlefield, which I don't really dabble in, but I will be willing to do so if it's requested. But with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. That's going to be the end of the commentary, but we are so back. I'm going to be back on my regular schedule. We'll have another video next week on Thursday, so stay tuned for that. But otherwise, I am out. Peace.
Fucking
Taking the lead. Stay on top.
You guys are bad. These guys are so bad.
They are so mad right now. No, we said, hey, let's just start trying and fucking win.
I put my sniper away, pulled out my SMG, and I was like, alright, let's go.
Bro, I did so bad. I went 70 and 46.
God, Durs.
Neither of us did that good. We just won. I don't know, like.
I did 73 and 47. I did ass.
Some dude on the other team had 104 kills.
It lost?
Yeah,
Imagine.
104. He went
so
104 and